Hey, my friend, it's Keith Kalfas here. I want to warn you about seasonal depression in the Midwest. At least the winter's coming, and that means an end to the landscaping lawn care season. And why I'm making this video is because I've been doing landscaping for my whole life, and I know what it's like to become depressed in the winter. My friend William, he's a tree guy. He has a tree company. He's real smart. And he said something interesting to me about a month ago. He says, it's like an adrenaline junkie who was out all summer. And all of a sudden now it's winter and everything comes to a dead stop. How are you supposed to deal with that? So it's a roller coaster. By the time spring comes, you can be so, well, first of all, by the time the winter comes, you can be so depleted and exhausted from working so much. You're mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Your diet could have totally slipped. Your relationships may need to be mended. It's not easy having your own lawn and landscaping business, or any business for that matter, right? So after the holidays, I've found myself many times come January 1st, like it's a crazy season, and then you got all the holidays, you're running around like mad, constant family events, and then all of a sudden, nothing. And by that time, you're just like, in a quiet house, all by yourself. Aside from plowing snow, here's what happens. All of your inner baggage, all of the stuff that you can use working 70 hours a week as an excuse to not deal with, all that stuff starts to come up, and it comes up in layers. Now you're dealing with your own mind. So you can make a decision in the winter, I'm going to do all these things. When the winter comes, I'm going to crush it. But then when the winter comes, and now you're not physically in motion, moving your physiology and doing all the things you normally do, and you're just at a dead stop. Now, it's like you're a totally different person. And I know what it's like to waste away a lot of the winter, especially if you have money in the bank and you can use that to fall back on as an excuse. So here's what I want you to share in the comments below if you have any strategies for dealing with the winter in the most productive way, and then some of tips that I have. Okay, so one is decide in advance. Gracie, come here. Come on. Okay. I wish other YouTubers would do stuff that I just did and keep that in the video. Tremendous amounts of little frustrations that we all have. Think of it like you're walking through a forest and there's all these things pulling at you, right? Like pickers. Friction. How do you eliminate friction from your life? So here's what I'm doing this winter, and let me know in the comments below if you got any tips for this as well. I've shown in another video before, way over there, I've got those boards with all the sticky notes of structure, columns, and organization, because I don't know where I would be without that stuff. Okay. Here's the plan. At the new year, when the season is over, I'm going to catch up on some sleep. I'm going to sleep my butt off. I'm going to sleep like 14 hours a day for like a week straight if I have to. I'm going to rehydrate, replenish, do a whole body detox, all alkaline foods. I'm going to do float therapy, massage therapy, every type of different therapy that you can do. I want to just do really, really fast and spend an entire month just going into complete detox. And then the next thing is obviously get a gym membership and go to the gym regularly. I'm thinking about trying jiu-jitsu out over here and having a regular regimen in which you get physical exercise If you go outside and plow the snow, if you do snow plowing, if you regularly work out at the gym or do martial arts or kickboxing, have some type of regular physical exercise regimen that you stick to religiously all winter. Okay? Have certain times you wake up and go to bed, right? Unless you're specifically a night owl. I think that sticking to a regular sleep regimen is very important so you don't lose yourself in the winter. So next thing is diet. Not getting trapped in eating a whole bunch of junk food or eating because of depression. Stick to a regular, 3 meals a day, or if you're got a sugar problem, like 6 meals, micro meals a day, whatever it is for you. Just stick to healthy diet and exercise. And this is the core foundation. These are the fundamentals. It's sleep, diet, exercise. Those 3 things. Once those are in play properly and they're structured, you're eating healthy, you're getting at least 7 hours of sleep, you are getting regular exercise, then all your hormones and your body function, your chemicals, everything can balance itself out, and then you can have equilibrium. Equilibrium equals stability. If you're stable, then you're conscious. If you're conscious, then you can be behind the driver's seat of your consciousness and direct your life in the direction that you want it to go versus whatever direction gravity pulls you, and it's usually down. One other thing about the winter is, now there's a lot of time on your hands, you can feel guilty because you need to spend more time with family and catch up with friends, and all that stuff is very important, but I think it's important to do it in a structured way. If you want to get lunch with an old friend or catch up, right? Why not? Let's meet Thursday from noon until 1 at this spot, and at 1 o'clock we cut it off, not just hang out all day talking. I think that everything, if we do it with intention and we keep our calendar filled and we block and tackle and do the things that we want to do, like say you want to work on your marketing this winter, you want to redefine or restructure your business or get your legal documentation in place or dive deep in accounting and learn how that works. Whatever you want to do to further your personal growth and your business growth, it's very important to put that on your calendar and block out the time for that. And during those hours, you're at work. One of the hardest things to do is to work from home because it takes a tremendous amount of self-discipline, because now you have the choice, right? So, and I want to end with this. I watched an amazing Steven Spielberg documentary because I'm very interested in filmmaking. I make YouTube videos. And there was this one about Steven Spielberg. It was on YouTube. It was awesome. One of the producers said that it was crazy watching Steven. It was like Steven was a guy who worked for Steven. Steven Spielberg was a guy who worked for Steven Spielberg. That's how deliberate he was, how focused he was, and how much this guy was just a focused workaholic, though. Do I think it's important to be an obsessed workaholic to the point where you destroy everything and all the relationships around you? Well, that's really actually debatable, because some of the people in this world who have invented life-changing technologies. Just think of your favorite technology or anything, or even cars. These were people, men and women, who were obsessed to the point where they sacrificed everything for that. Is that your legacy that you want to leave, and the imprint you want to touch on humanity when you leave this world? If that is, and you're very, very, very clear about that, and if you're not obsessed, will you not get your mission accomplished before you leave this world? Then maybe that's what you have to do. But as long as you do it consciously and intentionally, and you understand why you're doing it, therefore you can communicate to the people that you love that this is what you're going to do. And it doesn't mean that you love them any less, right? And on the other hand, if you want more balance and equilibrium in your life, faith, family, finance, physical, fitness, fun, all these things, then you're probably not going to become a multi-millionaire or change the world or, build the next great supercomputer or Tesla car. It's not possible. You're only one human being, and to get a plane off the ground or a rocket into the sky takes a tremendous amount of fuel for a tremendous amount of time. Very, 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 very few examples even exist of people who have been able to do that and, you know, not end up in a divorce or end up with health problems or die young. So I think with all that being said, it's very important to remain conscious of all that. And then from that place, you can go inside your deepest core and find out what it is that you are meant to do. David Data, one of my favorite authors, said, lock yourself in a room with a notepad and a pen and do not come out until you know your purpose. Okay, thank you for watching my videos. I'm exhausted. Totally exhausted. I'm a hypocrite. I'm exhausted. I feel very called to make these videos, and I always have. So I run my own business many hours a week and make these videos. So I'll see you soon. I'll put a link in the description below to this crazy night video about consciousness if you like that.